The pill was developed by the famous holistic doctor Cody Nash during the Thompson era. His well-known works are The Golden Formulary and The Physician's Desk Reference. And Cody's Anatomy contains his personal notes from his medical practice over the years, with lots of clinical records and experience. These classics are also included in the mystic texts. Compared to the other two books, Cody's Anatomy is more clinically valuable, but not many people know about it. It's considered completely lost now, and most holistic medicine practitioners haven't even heard of it. Following the prescriptions in the medical text, Charlie quickly prepared a box of walnut-sized honey pills, 6 of them in total. Just as the pills were ready, Claire helped Jacob back inside. The pain was still written all over Jacob's face, and walking was becoming more and more difficult for him. Claire was also worried and said, "Dad, if this isn't working, let's go to the hospital for a checkup. What do you think?" Jacob waved his hand. "Oh, I don't want to go to the hospital. It's too much of a hassle. They'll want blood tests and urine tests and MRIs. Sometimes everything looks fine, but you still feel awful. Just help me to the sofa for a minute." Jacob had just gone to the wellness center for a deep tissue massage, but it hadn't helped at all. In fact, his head hurt even more. Right then, all he wanted was to sit down and rest before he passed out. At that moment, Charlie walked out, holding the pill he had just made. Claire smelled the herbs in the air and asked in surprise, "Charlie, are you brewing some kind of medicine?" Charlie pointed to the honey pill in his hand and said, "Dad, this pill can improve your circulation and clear up any blockages. The effect is really good. You should take one and try it." Jacob took the pill and looked at it. A fresh, medicinal scent filled his nostrils, and it was surprisingly refreshing. He asked, surprised, "You made this?" "Yes," Charlie said. "I just finished it." Jacob asked again, "Have you studied medicine?" Charlie said, "I learned some things from an old master who was the janitor at an orphanage. His ancestor was a holistic doctor." Jacob said with a look of disbelief, "Really? Can the things an old janitor taught you actually work?" "I guarantee it'll work. Just try it. The medicine will cure you." Jacob was nervous, but thinking about how much pain he was in, he couldn't stand it anymore. He popped the pill in his mouth and swallowed it. Before Claire could ask about the rejuvenation pills, she saw Jacob had already taken one. She quickly asked, "Dad, how do you feel?" "I just took it, and my head actually doesn't hurt as much." Jacob was surprised too. The pill looked like nothing special, but after he took it, it felt like a cool breeze cleared his head. His sinuses opened up, his mind felt sharper, and the pain in the back of his head had really faded a lot. Jacob asked happily, "Charlie, where did you buy this medicine?" Charlie said, "Christian just sent some herbs over, so I just messed around with them." Jacob kept praising him. "That Christian is such a good guy. He heard I was hurt and even brought medicine over himself." Claire added, "Everyone in Oris Hill City says Christian Knox is a good person, and it seems to be true. If Uncle Noah were as thoughtful as Christian, none of this would have happened." When she mentioned Noah, Jacob's expression soured. He waved his hand and said, "Don't talk about him." After taking the medicine, Jacob went back to his room to rest. Charlie saw that Claire still looked upset and said, "You should get some rest too." "Don't worry, the Wilson family will definitely pay for what they did today." At that moment, in the Wilson family compound, Mrs. Wilson and Noah were waiting for the news that Harold had successfully seized the villa. But unexpectedly, they received the news that Harold was seriously injured, arrested, and detained by the police on suspicion of breaking into a private home and intentional assault. This made Mrs. Wilson furious. She said, "This has to be Claire and her family's doing again. It's just outrageous." Noah was frantic when he heard his son was injured and said, "Mom, Jacob is so arrogant. You have to stand up for Harold. After all, he always listens to you. He hangs on your every word." "Of course I will." Mrs. Wilson snorts coldly and said, "So what if their family has that villa? It's just an empty shell. No money, no power. How can they fight us? Not only will we take the villa, but we'll make them pay a painful price for getting it in the first place." As she was talking, someone came in to pass on a message. "Mrs. Wilson, Solomon White, the head of the White family, has just arrived." "Oh," Mrs. Wilson blurted out. "Bring him in quickly. I was just about to ask him why he would give the villa to that family. The White family is our in-laws, so how could he side with them against us?" As she was speaking, Solomon walked in with his nephew, Gerald. The two of them had come to break things off. In truth, Gerald was a little tired of Wendy anyway, mainly because Wendy's family just wasn't up to his standards. So when his uncle suggested calling off the engagement, he didn't object and let his uncle take the lead. Seeing the two coming in, Mrs. Wilson hurried to greet them and said, "Oh, my dear in-laws are here. Why didn't you say hello in advance?" Solomon sneered and said, "Mrs. Wilson, you're so majestic." Mrs. Wilson didn't know what Solomon's words meant. She squeezed out an awkward smile and said, "Why would you say that?" After that, she said to Noah quickly, "It's rare that Mr. White came to the door in person. Don't you come here quickly and invite Mr. White to have a seat. This is your future in-law." "I won't be coming in." Solomon waved his hand with a cold expression. "I came here today mainly to talk about the marriage between our two families." Mrs. Wilson said hurriedly, "Please rest assured, Mr. White. We'll be sure to provide all the proper courtesies at the wedding banquet. There will be no less. Please, just tell us if you have any requirements." Solomon said coldly, "Then I'll make a long story short. Our White family has been thinking about it, and we feel that our families are just not compatible. We're headed in different directions. Therefore, we are here to cancel the marriage contract between Gerald and Wendy." "What? You want to cancel the engagement?" Mrs. Wilson and Noah Wilson were both shocked. Wendy, who was standing behind them, was stunned. She blurted out, "Why?" "Gerald and I have already set the date." After speaking, she turned to Gerald. "Gerald, what is going on?" Gerald just spread his hands awkwardly and said, "This is a family decision. There's nothing I can do." The Wilson family was devastated. The two families had arranged this a long time ago, and the wedding date was already set. All their relatives and friends knew about it and were expecting a wedding next month. And now, the White family actually wanted to cancel? Mrs. Wilson had been counting on this marriage to the White family, relying on them to elevate her family's status. Now, with just a few words, the White family was shattering all her big dreams. Besides, even though Wendy and Gerald weren't married, they'd been together for a long time. But now the White family was backing out of the whole thing. Wasn't this just toying with her granddaughter's feelings all this time? She was furious, and trembling with rage, she asked, "Mr. White, why are you doing this? The Wilson family has never done anything to offend you. We've always treated Gerald like our own son. When he and Wendy got engaged, I did everything to support them and protect both our reputations. And now you're just going to throw her aside?" At her words, Wendy burst into tears. Solomon sneered. "If you're looking for someone to blame, don't blame Gerald. You should blame yourself, Mrs. Wilson, for being so shameless." "This?" Mrs. Wilson was stunned. She never expected Solomon to curse her directly. She couldn't help but ask, "What did I do?" Solomon scoffed. "The villa I gave to Charlie? You people tried to steal it. Why would I want to be related to people with no integrity like you?" Mrs. Wilson was dumbfounded. She blurted out, "Our family? That's a matter between us and Charlie. What does it have to do with you?" Solomon said coldly, "You really are shameless, Mrs. Wilson. That villa was a gift from me to honor Mr. Charlie. How dare you try to take it? You clearly don't know your place. You're nothing." Mrs. Wilson felt a sharp pain in her chest. This Solomon had no respect for her. Just because his family was rich, did that give him the right to insult her like this? But she didn't dare to argue back. She knew she was in the wrong here. Besides, she truly never expected Solomon to have so much respect for that good-for-nothing Charlie. Why on earth was that? Just then, Wendy sank to the floor. She looked at Gerald, tears streaming down her face, and cried, "Gerald, please don't do this. You can't leave me." Gerald said flatly, "If you need someone to blame, blame your grandmother and your father. Oh, and your brother, too." He continued, "You people even beat up Gavin. Do you have any idea that he has been with my family for 40 years? He saved my father's life. He's the one who looked after me when I was a kid. Uncle Gavin saved me when I fell into the water once. If it weren't for him, I'd be dead. Uncle Gavin is like a grandfather to me. And you beat him up just to steal a villa? How could you? A shameless family like yours can't be associated with mine. I will not be your son-in-law, and I certainly don't want you as our daughter-in-law." Noah stood by, his face white as a sheet. Mrs. Wilson also had a look of pure terror on her face. They had always thought of Gavin as just a servant. They never imagined he was so important to the White family. At that moment, Mrs. Wilson was eaten up with regret. If only she had known, she never would have tried to steal that villa. She didn't get the house, and now she had destroyed her granddaughter's marriage. Worst of all, she had been counting on the White family to elevate their own family's status. Now, all those hopes were completely dashed. Thinking of this, Mrs. Wilson felt tears welling up in her eyes. Slumped on the floor, Wendy screamed at her grandmother, "This is all your fault. You ruined my happiness."
Hey amazing viewers, it's Charlie here. Thanks for sticking with us. By the time of the release of this video, only 11% of our viewers have joined the party by subscribing, and 89% of you might miss out on our next mind-blowing video. So what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and join the exclusive club.